Greetings and salutations. So, I've been trying to figure out how to kind of streamline these patch notes to make it to where they're a better source of information and their overall better communication also just more entertaining and productive in their message. So I'm looking at the No Man's Sky. They just released a new patch. It is the 2.12. Man, No Man's Sky has done a great job. They did their Beyond patch just over like 2 weeks ago, and they've already put out two additional patches. And I have to say, their their development team or their patch resource content team is just that constant refining of systems, and it has its issues. Don't get me wrong, like the game definitely needs like when you get into these high conflict zones, and they have these space incursions where you fight off a lot more pirates. They need to have that same system on planets. So if you're on the planet and you're doing your farming or you're doing your resource gathering, you need to have drop pods drop in on you and have a bunch of FPS first person shooter type of combat scenario, just so it's more immersion interaction based, because the game can be too sterile, but it's getting there. I can definitely see a huge improvement. But back to the original patch notes. So they basically added these community events at the Nexus. And the Nexus is basically when you get to a certain point in the game, you unlock a spaceship that you get to summon to your location while you're in space. It's our spaceport that you get to summon to your. Like an orb, and it's beautifully crafted, but it's kind of sterile. It's supposed to be like a community hub place, but I made the mistake of playing on survival mode, which was much more difficult, and the vast majority of people don't play in that. And so I noticed when I go there, there's usually one or two people. There's not the degree of interaction that I would have liked. But I digress. Back to the original topic. So they added these community events, and you basically go to this like AI kind of brain here that issues out these community events, and the currency is Quicksilver. And basically through the patch notes, what it says is they let the so if you log on one day and you pick up the mission, and if you don't have time to finish it, you can log on the next day and pick up a mission again, and maybe you're able to finish one, but you still have one in queue. Well, you're allowed to stack up to three of them basically, so you can get up to 3 days behind before you have to get the time to start finishing these missions. And basically through the finishing of these missions, you earn more Quicksilver, and through that Quicksilver, you're able to purchase um, this armor set and kind of change the physical appearance of your character, or unlock more what's the, not augmentee. What did I forget what they call that? Where you change your outward visual appearance. And so, I really like the way this looks. They did a good job. It's kind of crazy though. It's only one armor set, or one visual set, and all the stuff that they've done. Like this is the first one that you get to earn, but it still looks really good though. You can basically you're like a cyborg. It's with this You're like a robot cyborg, but it still looks up armored robot cyborg. But it looks good. I definitely like it. It's a lot of interesting content that comes out in this. And this is just one thing. This is 2 weeks later after the major update, so not complaining. I'm just saying. And then they've also added these another type of quest system that is where did it go? Called mission, encrypted missions. And so these are rare, high priority missions offered especially interested and lucrative rewards. Mysterious in nature, their requirements are secret until the moment the mission is commenced. So basically, you probably get like that little radio message while you're flying in space, and you know how you hit the X key and you're like, it throws up that little hologram when you take the mission. But this is super interesting right here. I'm curious what kind of rewards you get out of that. But I like how they've added this extra additional game mechanic basically, but it's so subdued. Like it's not really even a thing. Their big announcement or the big thing of this patch is this armor set, and this might not even be that big a deal. Like this compared to I'm downloading. Let me close this out. I'm downloading Warframe. Close this. Go away. Go away. Okay. So back to where I was. So and then you look down here in the patch notes, 2.12 patch notes. So they talk about adding the Quicksilver missions. They talk about adding the encryption missions. And then if you look in here, um, most of these are fixes. So fixes, a little bit of a VR improvement. There's like 5 VR improvements, and then another 8 or 9 fixes. Um, and so they have literally like 40 fixes in this patches. And then down here, there's a degree of added automatic chat messages when transferred items to other players. This is nice because this gives you that indication that that it actually took place. Like you get that visual, um, so that way it's like you're like I didn't get it. Well, I didn't get it either. Back in the day, you'd have issues like when you played certain RPG games. You would get cheesed or you'd get kind of scanned because you would do something. You would try to on good faith to get, and then that's when they came up with that trade window system back in the day. So it's good that they added this. This fleshes out. They're trying to flesh out the multiplayer aspect is what this means. Kind of trying to broaden it out, but the various localized text improvements. So most of this is just it's not like a overly giant feature rich improvement patch. Basically, they added um, 2 features and then just fixed a lot of existing, just a refinement of a lot of existing. Well, maybe not a refinement's the wrong word, but just fixed a lot of little things. But it's really impressive with the number of stuff that they have in this patch. Well, anyways, I think that'll conclude this video. I don't want to run on too long, but thanks for watching.